Hi and welcome. This is a FlossTube interlude. A while ago, one of my friendly subscribers requested that I show how I made the butterflies on this finished cross-stitch piece. This is just finished on a hoop, and I put felt on the back and put a couple of trims around it. But these little butterflies I just made out of paper, and there's different ways you can make it. Obviously there's all kinds of different things you can do. I personally, to make these butterflies, used this punch, and it's, I don't even know who makes it anymore. Let's see. Oh, it's a Martha Stewart, and I'm not sure she makes these anymore. But any butterfly, I mean, you could take a piece of cardstock and fold it in half and draw a butterfly on the fold, you know, kind of like this, and then just take your scissors and cut it out. And you could do this in various sizes, and you could even use recycling to do it, and it would be pretty much no expense. And you could make as many as you'd like. So, well, that's not a great butterfly, but it's a butterfly. The way I did this was I found a picture in a magazine, and I have here a Birds in Bloom magazine, so I kind of went through it and just found a picture that had color in it that I liked. And unfortunately, there's a lot of pictures in here that have colors that I really like, but I also look at the backs, and if there's something on the back that I haven't read yet or that I might want to read, then I don't cut it out. But like for this sweatshirt, this sweater here, on the back it's just advertising still. So, I mean, that would work. This lavender is pretty, but on the back there's a beautiful bird, so I didn't want to use that. Anyway, I went through and I found these are Japanese painted ferns right here, and I really like that. And then there are these down here, which is a Jack Frost Siberian bug loss. And both of those have very pretty colors. So basically what I would do is I would just take my, in this case I'm just using an index card. You could use white cardstock if you wanted to, or like I said, you could even use just recycling. So what I would do is I would just take, in this case I have a glue stick, but you could use liquid glue. You can use whatever you have. And I just take my cardstock and put some glue on it, trying to make sure that I've glued it enough around that if I punch it out, it'll be caught by my punch. And then my green is down here, so I would just glue this right here. And then this piece, of course there's holes punched in this because it's actually part of a binder that has 3x5 cards in it. And it doesn't matter which way you do this. Like that one I put the glue on the white side, this one I'm putting the glue on the lined side. Does not matter, you won't see this side. And then I just find where the colors are that I want. Maybe I want a little bit of green and purple, I don't know. So you don't have to cut this, but I'm cutting it just to make it easier to see around my punch. And I'll put that aside. So then I have these. So I always turn my punch over so I can see what I'm trying to do. And then I'm looking at this. I've got my finger over where the hole punch is, so I know I won't go into that. But then I can slide this in here and see what kind of colors I have. And I'll hold that up so maybe you can see. So I can punch that. And I get some beautiful little butterflies. And let's see, there's lots of room. I could punch more butterflies so I can have a choice of, you know, how I want the wings to look. I turn them over so you can see. And this one I missed the cardboard a little bit, but that's okay. And then I'm going to punch some of these and then I'll move in so you get a closer look. So let me just go across here. That's really pretty. And I'll just go in here and do it from that angle. Again, I missed the cardstock, but that's okay. The cardstock just gives it a little more body. I have to admit it's harder for my hands to punch right now, but... So, let me bring you in and show you the butterflies. Hopefully that will focus. There it goes. So I have a whole bunch of butterflies to choose from. And you would do this based on your project. Like I did blue for this because my J is blue, and so I put some butterflies in that were in the blue family. I mean, they're not exactly, they're more diamondy, but that's okay. So then what you can do, and there's all different ways, you can just use more glue stick or liquid glue. And I think I used glossy accents, and you just put some, and I'll do it on some bigger butterflies. So you just put some, let me pull over one of my cards. So you would just put your butterflies on the paper and then add some, in this case this is glossy accents. It doesn't take much, I mean that's just a drop. And on that little butterfly, it's kind of excessive because we don't want to glue it down, which is why you're probably better off doing it on a mat or a silicone mat or a Teflon sheet. I have a Teflon sheet here and it's white, but I'll move this out to that so the glue doesn't stick it to the card. But that's pretty much what I work on when I'm working with glue, is I'll work on a Teflon sheet. And this one's been well used. So let's see. Let me just move this around. For the bigger one, I might use extra. So there's that. And I just get my tweezers. I find it much easier when I'm working with paper, small pieces, to actually have a pair of scissors. I mean, scissors. Well, you could use scissors, but I use tweezers. And so you put your glossy accents on. The glossy accents dries fairly fast. It doesn't dry really fast. You do have to let the stuff dry a little bit. I try to get it all the way over. And then I'm going to set it back on this card. And then you can use diamond dust, which is bought in a fairly large jar. This stuff lasts me forever. And generally I would sprinkle glitter. Let me back that out. I would sprinkle glitter on the object, on the card, and then be able to dump the extra back into the container. But in this case, I'm just going to pick this wing up, and I'm going to just put it in here like that. Tap it a little bit, and then lift it out. And there is kind of a beautiful butterfly. Turn this up a light. So, yeah, nice and sparkly. And you can do the same thing with these. Now this little one is kind of small to put the big chunky glitter on. And for that, okay, I know I saw it. What did I do with it? I have very small scaled diamond dust or just regular glitter, and you could just use that on these little ones. I thought I brought that over here, but now I don't see it. That's what happens when your craft space is crowded. But, and there's another one. These are great for journals too, and you know, making your own embellishments. But the other thing that you can do, grab another one. I'll just put, oops, no. I'll just put that here for a minute. Oh, here it is. I would use glamour dust. And whereas this is really big stuff, this is powdery, really fine glitter. So for this, I would just, I would definitely hold it over a card, if I can even pick it up, because it's so small. I would put this on the card like that, and then take my diamond dust. Well, and then that would go onto my, like that. And generally I would have a paintbrush and just kind of brush it over it. Let it sit. Move it out. And then what I mean by being able to pick the card up, you just make a little funnel out of it, and then all the stuff that you didn't use, well, except when you miss, goes back into the bottle. Hands don't work. So anyway, that's how I would do that. Now the other options would be the really, you know, simple way to do something like this is to just buy yourself, well, first I'll show you this. Perfect medium is what you would use embossing powder. And then I would have the ultra thick embossing powder. You put the medium, ooh, that looks really gross. Sorry, it's old. But you put this on here, like stamp ink. And then you would put this on, like I did the diamond dust. But then you have to use a heat gun, like this, an embossing gun, which gets really hot. And it kind of melts the embossing powder and makes it puff up and makes a pretty butterfly also. I'm not going to show you that here because that is very loud. But the most straightforward way, if you're not a hardcore stamp crafter and you're just looking for embellishments, is to buy stickles. These are actually two different stickles. This one is called Stardust, and this one is called Crystal. And the Crystal has more of a greenish, glittery cast, and the Stardust is whiter. And for this butterfly with the green in it, I would probably use the Crystal. And always, when you're using it, and I haven't used it in a while, always kind of take a little bit out because sometimes it gets air in the tube and it'll leave a big... In this case, it doesn't matter if it has a gap. If you were trying to outline something, it would. But then I would just rub this onto the wings like this. And this will have more of a flat appearance too, because it will dry flat against the paper. But you just put this on like this. And it's just glitter glue. But it makes a really pretty butterfly also. And of course, while you're waiting for it to dry, and if you wanted it to be more 3D, you could add, you know, a little bit of the diamond dust to it, like around the edges. And the glue in the glitter glue would hold the extra sparkle on. Let's see, I'll try to pick this one up. So, and that's what that looks like. Now, after it's dry, you can, I always get special fibers and everything from cats. After it's dry, you could take the wings and bend them up a little bit. And then I just put them on the hoop, and these are just on the trim, and I just put that on with E6000 or with a fabric tack, you know, fabric glue, and they've been there for a couple of years now. So yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of ways that you can do this, and like I said, if you don't need the punch, you can cut the butterflies out. All you have to do is, you know, take the pretty paper, take your cutout butterfly and glue that on the back, and then just cut it out again, and it would be pretty. And then you just put the glitter on it and you're good to go. So I hope that that helps. If you have any questions, or there's something that I said that didn't make any sense that you want me to clarify, let me know, and I hope that this has been beneficial. Thanks for watching me. Take care, be kind, and be courageous. And in all things, be colorful. Thanks for watching. Bye.